Intro. What is pain? It's a signal, a complex perception our brain constructs to tell us something is wrong. A pinprick, a burn, a broken bone. But the experience of pain? That's something else entirely. It's a private, subjective universe of hurt. What happens when that universe is intentionally created, not by accident, but by design? What if the goal isn't just to cause harm, but to orchestrate a symphony of suffering, to stretch a single moment of agony into an eternity? This is where ingenuity meets cruelty. We think of human progress, cities, philosophies, technologies, but there's a dark mirror to this progress, a history of deconstruction, the deconstruction of the human body. People applied creativity, physics, and even aesthetics to inflict maximum pain, devices not just to break a person, but to do so slowly, publicly, and methodically. How real were they? A hollow metal bull? Cabinets of spikes? Wheels designed to shatter every bone? Today, we'll separate fact from fiction. Let's begin with the rack. Deceptively simple. A frame, rollers, or a winch, ankles at one end, wrists at the other. With each deliberate turn, the body is stretched, a basic mechanism with devastatingly complex effects. Cartilage pops, joints are pulled from sockets, shoulders, elbows, hips, knees. Muscles tear, ligaments strain and snap, a white-hot, full-body agony that consumes thought. Rarely for execution. Its true purpose: interrogation, to extract confessions, information, denunciations. In England, restricted by law yet used by royal warrant, Guy Fawkes endured the rack. Not in every dungeon. It was sophisticated, expensive, state level. Aftermath: nerve damage, chronic pain, crippled limbs. Severe sessions left people shattered. Reports of drastic elongation are likely exaggerated, but the visible destruction was real. A cold, mechanical approach, measured force, turn by turn, reducing a human to tension and breaking points. Few devices haunt the imagination like the Brazen Bull, a hollow bronze bull with a side door, heated from below, roasting the condemned. Its cruel flourish, acoustics turning screams into a bull's bellow for the crowd. Diodorus credits Perilaus of Athens, who presented it to the tyrant Phalaris, tested, some say, on its inventor. Yet skepticism remains. Propaganda, no surviving artifact, implausibly advanced acoustics for the era. Real or myth, it fuses art and atrocity, suffering as spectacle and power. The breaking wheel, Catherine Wheel, was not for interrogation, but for execution, a brutal public theater. The executioner shattered limbs with bar or wheel, striking between joints to prolong agony. Bones broke. The broken body was woven through spokes. Raised high, exposed to elements and eyes, death by shock, dehydration, or birds over days. Widespread in Europe, especially the Holy Roman Empire, used into the 19th century. Mercy blows varied by sentence. It transformed the body into a monument of state power, to control not one life, but thousands watching. The Iron Maiden, an upright cabinet of spikes, icon of horror. Spikes positioned to pierce without instant death, so the legend goes. But historians overwhelmingly say, no medieval evidence of its use. The famed Nuremberg Maiden was built in the early 1800s. Victorian spectacle, not medieval fact. Why it endures? Claustrophobia, impalement, slow helpless death. The perfect storm of conceptual horror. The Maiden tells us more about 19th century fantasies than medieval realities. Not all torture was public. Consider the thumbscrew. Small, personal, mechanical. Digits placed between bars. The screw tightens. Pain, pulp, then shattered bone. Control was the point. Gradual, reversible, ideal for interrogations and witch trials. The head crusher. A larger, deadlier cousin. Teeth shatter. Jaws break. Pressure forces the skull toward catastrophic failure. Used as execution or extreme interrogation, the ultimate threat was the final turn. One aimed at a confession, often leaving life maimed. The other blurred interrogation into obliteration. The Judas Cradle. Brutal simplicity. a pyramid-shaped seat on a stand. Victims hoisted and lowered onto the point. Body weight became the instrument. Intended insertion: anus, vagina, or beneath the scrotum. Tearing, infection, lifelong damage. Height could be varied, raised, lowered, or held just above, for hours of terror. Authenticity debated. Marsili mentions a device tied to sleep deprivation. Many museum pieces are sensational recreations. Cruelty does not require steel. Water alone can torment. Forced ingestion, restrained, mouth forced open, water poured in enormous quantities, stomach stretched, electrolytes crash, hyponatremia, brain swelling, seizures, coma, death. Precursor to waterboarding. Cloth over face, water saturates, every gasp draws in more water. The sensation: drowning, repeatable, controllable, leaving few marks. Variants across the globe: Inquisition toka, Dutch colonial ordeals, Japanese persecutions. The famed single-drop torture is likely myth, but speaks to maddening, elemental persistence. Impalement, a name synonymous with cruelty. Two main methods: a quick vital strike, or a careful insertion avoiding organs, death by slow ascent. Raised, the victim's weight drives the pole inward, hours to days. Vlad used it as psychological warfare against the Ottomans. Forests of the impaled as warning. Assyrian and Ottoman sources confirm its use for treason and rebellion. Soft tissue rarely preserves. We rely on texts, art, and occasional skeletal markers. It kills and keeps punishing, turning a body into a public message of absolute, terrifying power. Outro. We've walked a museum of horrors, separating real from myth. The Iron Maiden may be a ghost, but the rack, the wheel, and the spike, they were terrifyingly real. These were philosophies of pain, written in wood and iron. Ideas about power, justice, and the breaking point. Technology of cruelty evolved. Cleaner, quieter, more psychological. Methods change. Goals persist. The line between building a cathedral and a Judas cradle is intent. The echo of ancient screams is a warning, a reminder of what we are capable of, for better and for worse. And as always, thanks for watching.